Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about finding your own way. But first, let me say thank you to everybody who's been stopping by, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, even donating. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the subscribes and the shares because they help me build my channel. And if I can't build my channel, I can't, spread this MGTOW message. So, with that said, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Finding your own way. It amazes me how when a lot of people first encounter MGTOW, they assume that it means that men aren't having sex with women, right? And that they're just going to have this horrible, terrible, lonely life because men going their own way. So in my last couple of videos, advice for nice guys and why men are never good enough, I talk about how men are raised with two different conflicting ideas in their minds. One is that they have to be servants to women. They have to worship women. Women are beautiful. The purpose of life is reproduction. Women are gentle, nurturing creatures that can never do any wrong. And all sex is rape, okay? The women are afraid and they're persecuted. And to be a real man, you have to help other people. You have to not help yourself. You have to sacrifice, you can't be selfish, and you have to help other people, especially the needy, okay? So that's how the man is raised. That's how the boy is raised. But, and I hate to tell you guys this, there's the other side of it where, no, you have to be a competitive man. You have to be strong. You have to be able to take care of yourself. There's no welfare for you. There's no group for you. There's no crying for you. You might think that there is. You might think that the world cares, but they don't. You're just a man. And if you can't produce, if you can't generate results, then no one's going to respect you. So you're going to be worthless. So the same consideration that the world is requiring men to give to everyone else will not and cannot be given to him. And if he expects it, he's going to be a very weak, sickly, impotent man, ineffective. Perhaps you want to tell me your feelings about that. But here's the thing, men don't care about other men's feelings. I mean, I don't mean to be harsh or unkind or cruel or anything like that. I mean, I'm not without compassion, but even the idea that the world cares is a falsely implanted idea into the minds of men, okay? So, two different mindsets, and they can't work. You can't do both, right? You can't be in a world where you're, a hero and taking care of people because the sick and the needy should always be taken care of. And then if you can't pay up and you don't, do the job of a man, you're a piece of shit. And that's true. So, and there's no, that second one, see, the first one is false, but the second one is absolutely true. And if you fail in that regard, you're going to go hungry and you're not going to get any respect in the world. And yet the values that you're being indoctrinated with as a man, not you personally, the values that boys are being indoctrinated with as men will cripple their ability to even become the men that they need to be in order to be effective in life. So if you think worshiping women and doing everything for women and that women have had it so bad and that you're going to be a real man and take care of them, then you're in a lot of trouble. It might work for you for a little while and you might get lucky. It might work for you your whole life, but no, it's not going to work. So what's the problem? Well, the man in that mindset, he has not found his own way. He's going the way of the society and the group around him and what the people around him told him to do. Now, in some instances, that'll be just fine. In a lot of the cases, that'll be just fine. To a certain degree, that will be just fine because other people wouldn't be doing things if they didn't work. And as a, dependent and as a child growing up and learning the rules, you are going to adopt the values of the system that you are brought up in. And there's the problem. Those values, they're not designed to give you a full, happy, complete life and to be a strong individual. Those values were designed to make you a servant and a slave to a system, to worship women, to sacrifice, to put aside your own dreams, your own hopes, your own ambitions, your own welfare, to not be selfish, and to do what the people around you taught you to do so that they would like you and so that you could get things and then you could be successful. But I hope some of you are starting to understand that was just a bunch of bullshit to control you. And we come to believe it, There's like, you punish that dog long enough, he will do what you tell him to do. And eventually you just speak the words and he does what you told him to do because he's afraid of the punishment, because he knows that the punishment is coming. Negative conditioning. This is how we train men, even through their motivations, using shame. So as a young man, when you say, women are a bunch of bullshit. They're just exploiting men. I'm going my own way. And another man says to you, what, are you gay? What I want you to understand is that that man is not going his own way. He is not finding his own way. He is doing what is expected of him. And he's saying, this is what makes me a man. Everybody around me told me to do this. I'm doing it. I'm a real man. But he's not even being true to himself. So an individual needs to find their own way. We have a system, and people get moved through the system, the educational system, the job market, the economy, the relationships. Many of the behaviors within these systems, they're proscribed, they're predetermined, they're scripts so that we can get along. And if you want to get along and if you want to get ahead, you will adopt these values of your society, of your culture. And the better that you do it, the more successful that you'll be within that group. But what I'm saying is that to a man, that adopting the values of the group and you being a strong, independent, self-reliant man, these two things are at odds. They're incompatible. And the reason why they're incompatible, and understand this, is because the conditioning that we put people through in order to get them to learn the rules and go along with the rules are counterproductive to you being independent, self-reliant, strong. Now, this applies to anybody. This doesn't apply just to men. And this is about men going their own way from an exploitive gynocentric system that's designed to exploit their instincts, has already conditioned them to betray their true self. But this idea that you're indoctrinated into a culture, into a society that just sees you as a utility, that's the fundamental idea that I want you to understand here. That the group, that the society, they want you to be a street sweeper, okay? But you have always wanted to be a musician. They want you to be technical support, okay? But you have always wanted to be a programmer. Now, in order to get along and to make money, you're going to have to put aside what you are, who you are, what you want. Now, some compromise is necessary. Some adjustment of your expectations and desires is necessary. But this complete submersion of who and what you are, you don't even need to hate women. Oh, MGTOW hate women. No, they don't. They hate the condition that has allowed women to behave like the fucking tyrants that they are. They are emotionally abusive, destructive, hateful, retarded tyrants. Because that's what happens, you know. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So find your own way. This is not going to be easy. You know, check out my video on a certain blindness in human beings. We don't even want to face, you know, like I'm saying this, and some of you are hearing it and you're thinking like, oh, bullshit. Nobody conditioned me. Haha. I love women. I make money. I kick ass. You're a fag. That's what some of you are thinking. That's conditioning. Okay? I'm sorry. That's just a script that plays in your head that they've beaten into you so that they can say to you when when they want you to do something like go to war, they can say to you, oh, but aren't you a real man? When they want you to do something like pay the child support for some other man's kid, they'll say to you, but don't you want to be a real man? And when some retarded bitch who doesn't take care of her health, but she's got a little youth and a little beauty on her side, at least for a few years, starts acting like a bitch, and you're thinking to yourself, I wouldn't put up with this behavior from anybody. I can't. To do so would be to encourage this behavior. You know, you're like, well, I'll just go along with it because, she's hot. I know. I mean, this is what we do. This is what I did. So you're going to have to find your own way. You're going to have to find your true self before you can go your own way. So maybe that means quitting your job in customer support and starting up a YouTube channel. Or maybe that means, starting up a YouTube channel in the evening on something that's important to you. And if you can meet with a little success at these things, because they are the things that you care about, you will be going your own way. But if you're just doing what society expects of you, oh shit, my phone. Excuse me, people, hold on. Give me a moment here, people. Let me take this call. Hello? Yeah, the White House? Sure, I'll hold. Hello, Mr. President. This is Howard Dare. You're watching the channel. You like the podcasts. I appreciate that, Mr. President. You think more people should subscribe and share my content because it's a positive message for men. I agree, Mr. President. I'll tell them that you said that. Yes, sir. Thank you for your support. And please like, share, comment, subscribe, and donate. Okay, so that was the White House. That was President Trump just calling to, wish me good luck and success. he follows me on Twitter. I follow him, so it just seemed only fair, right? I mean, there's a real interesting concept, treating other men fairly. It's like, no, I would never do that. I got to get ahead for number one. That's the most important thing. It's like, yeah, I'll kick his ass. It's like, no, you really won't. It's really very sad. So, this is the thing why men won't help each other. This is part of it, okay? You're going that way. You're not going your own way. You're going the way of, pleasing women, of worshiping women, of impressing and fighting with other men. And it's fake competition. It's status competition for the, validation of women in a group that sees you as a utility. Right? So you think you're a badass? I don't, it's like, well, get in the ring. Get in the ring, man. Do you have something to tell me? Make a video. You want to share your opinion? Tell it to your mother. Tell it to your father. Tell it to your friends. Tell it to your family. Unless it's a positive opinion. I mean, your opinion is, on that level, a negative opinion, it's pretty much worth exactly what I'm paying for it. Okay, so there it is. Do as you're told, do as the people around you told you to do, and you are going the way of a society and of a biology and a psychology that sees you as a utility and is going to chew you up and spit you out. And your only worth to that system is your, utility to that system. And this is true. And how much courage is it going to take to say, no, I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to find my own way, and I'm going to go my own way. Women can do it too. And I think they should. Right? Like if they're in an exploitive system where somebody is just taking advantage of them and they're not growing as an individual, fuck it. Get out of it. No, this is the wisdom of MGTOW. This is the wisdom of self-knowledge. This is true courage. And we are alone. You are alone in this one. So like even the idea of like MGTOW as a group with this, particular set of policies and philosophies, it's like, nope. It's, to a large degree, it's what you make of it. Now, some people would, use this as an excuse to not take care of things, to ignore things. So this is like one of the earlier things that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to recognize that you're in a system that's exploiting you, and it's going to make you mad as hell. And a lot of people can't even do it because then you have to admit that you've been cheated, that you've been sitting in a poker game and playing a poker game for the last 20 years. Everybody on the table has been cheating, and you weren't even aware of it. They were cheating you. And that's a terrible thing to have to face, and here, let me give you some comfort. They didn't do it on purpose. It wasn't personal against you. I mean, they cheat everybody. They do it with everybody. And it's not even like they do it. It was done to them. This is what's done. This is how it's done. I don't know if I feel sorry, for somebody who's going to go MGTOW or if I envy them. I mean, I envy them for seeing the truth. I envy them for having the courage, but going your own way from society, from gender relations. It's one of the most difficult things that a man can do. And it's not about like rejecting one set of beliefs from one group and just adopting unknowingly a set of beliefs from another group. That's not what it is. It's you recognizing, it's the individual recognizing they're being exploited. System doesn't care about them. And even with, all those advantages and benefits from that system, they go, they find, they build their own way. It's as scary as hell, isn't it? And you can't expect a young person to be able to do it. You can't expect a stupid person to be able to do it either, can you? No, you're going to need all kinds of, character traits and qualities in order to pull this off. Assuming that you don't just get lucky. That's possible too, You could just be the right personality, the right type, the right circumstances. It can all go good. It really can. I would kind of like come at it from that angle. But don't be discouraged if it doesn't work that way. Don't worry about it. Work through the difficulties, the obstacles. They will help, define your character and build your strength. They're not excuses to quit. They're simply obstacles and challenges for you to overcome. So that's what going your own way is about. That's what finding your own way is about. And if you can do it, you don't have to take shit from anybody. If you can do it, you can believe in yourself. If you can do it, you don't have to beg from anybody. And you can find out what's important to you in life. You can find out the things that you really care about. You weren't put here to fucking follow other people's orders. Now you're going to have to do some of that, and you're going to have to submit yourself to discipline in order to, to develop. Check out my previous last few videos, two or three last videos, right? I don't know. I mean, I can't really count, ladies and gentlemen. I've just been faking it this whole time. And understand that not every video that I do is about everything. I can't include everything in every single video, right? So I might be doing a video about this overarching complex subject. I might be doing a video about 10 crazy bitches, right? And in the 10 crazy bitches video, I'm not talking about this stuff. So then to be judged completely on 10 crazy bitches, that's not exactly fair. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that for now. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate, and join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.